Welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here tonight. I know it's a busy time of year, and I know it's not easy to get to. 7 o'clock at night, it's not easy, so I do appreciate you guys all being here. Like I always start at the beginning of these evenings, I know they can be redundant, but they are a great way to recognize our athletes. It's a great way to put an exclamation point at the end of a long fall, a long season where our kids and coaches have worked so hard. So we do appreciate you being here tonight to celebrate our student athletes. And as is the case in most AMSA falls, there is much to celebrate. Not to take away anything from the winter or spring teams, but our fall teams have been very successful, and this year was no different. Our fall was exceptional, as it usually is. So I look forward to, in a couple minutes, hearing the coaches go into greater detail about all the accomplishments of our kids this fall. Just a quick highlights, not to take anything away from the coaches. They'll go into greater detail, but a couple quick highlights. Couldn't be prouder of our girls cross country team. They were recognized by the state. They were given the MIA State Sportsmanship Award for girls cross country, so congratulations to them. Our boys soccer team won their at least a share of their third straight Colonial Athletic League title. We've been in the Cal for 3 years, and we've been at least co-champs all 3 years. So congratulations to our boys soccer team. Our girls soccer team had an outstanding stretch to close the year. They went 8-2-2 in their final 12 games. So really a great way to close out the season for our girls soccer team. In 2017, we saw our volleyball team post the best season in program history, and they came back this year and almost did it all over again. So another great season by our volleyball team. They won their second straight Colonial Athletic League title, and I know everyone in this room will appreciate the fact that they beat Blackstone Valley Tech in the playoffs. In our golf team, we've grown accustomed to our golf program being very strong. This year was no different. We finished 14-2 and finished second place in the league out of 8 teams, so another great season for our golf team. And as most of you are aware by now, we do have a cooperative agreement with Maynard High School in the sport of football, and our school got its first taste of playoff football this fall. The Maynard Tigers went 8-0 in the regular season, were the #1 seed in their playoff. So as a school, it was our first foray into playoff football. So congratulations to those guys as well. Per usual, we have many student athletes that will be recognized tonight as Colonial Athletic League All-Stars. Metro West Daily News will have an all-star team. Those names haven't been released yet, but just this week we learned of 2 of our student athletes from our program who were recognized as Worcester Telegram and Gazette Super Team honorees. So if Olivia Deckers and Nico Cellino could please stand for a moment of recognition. Congratulations to Nico and Liv. That is a huge honor to be recognized by the Worcester T&G as a super teamer, so congratulations to them. So many more highlights to get through tonight, so we'll leave that to the coaches. Speaking of the coaches, I do want to thank all of them for being here tonight and for all that they do throughout the fall. They spend a lot of time away from their families, their children, their significant others to be with our kids. So how about a round of applause for our coaches and all that they do for our kids. Thank you to the coaches for their sacrifice and commitment. And in thinking of sacrifice and commitment, if we could have all student athletes please rise and give your parents a standing ovation. Your parents deserve it. Thank you to all of our parents. It's not easy carting your children all around Central Mass, and it's not easy being the parent of a student athlete here at AMSA with really no facilities of our own, so we appreciate the time and the commitment and the sacrifice that you make as parents to allow your student athlete the opportunity to compete in athletics here at AMSA. So thank you to all our parents. And last but not least, and probably most importantly, I want to thank our student athletes. I'm so proud to be your athletic director. You are always handling yourself so well and representing our greater AMSA community so well. So on behalf of all of us adults in the room, thank you to our student athletes for representing AMSA so well. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank our administration, our executive director, Dr. Lewis, and our principal, Mrs. Ellen Lindsay, are in the back. Dr. Lewis, Miss Lindsay, thank you for being here tonight. To Dr. Lewis and Mrs. Lindsay, and also Mr. Naraki, Mr. Amaral, and Mr. Fryer, I want to thank them for all their support of our athletic department. Their involvement and their support of what we do in the athletic department is paramount to our success and our growth. So I do want to thank our administration. Thank you guys for all that you do in supporting our athletes. So before we get going, just a couple announcements. If we could all please stay for the duration of the program, it should be an hour. There's a video online right now of our spring awards night. I also said it would be an hour, and it was 2. So the spring is definitely our longest program. Tonight is not as long as the spring, I promise you that. So by the time the 6 coaches come up and speak that are speaking tonight, we should be done in about an hour. So please, I ask that all in attendance, please remain here for the duration of the program so that all student athletes can be properly recognized. Also, varsity athletes, if you're here tonight for the first time, if this is your first time being recognized as a varsity athlete, please make sure you see me after the ceremony. If you're here for the first time, you'll be getting your varsity letter. So please see me at the conclusion of the ceremony so I can make sure that you get your varsity letter. Student athletes, one final thing. I said this in the winter, in the spring last year, and it was in reaction to this group last fall. And again, it was at the upper school cafeteria, so not the best setup. So that's why we're here tonight. Hopefully you guys prefer to be here. I think it's a better setup. But the fall was a little rambunctious last fall. It was a little out of hand, too much noise. People were in the back eating before the conclusion of the ceremony. Let's please make sure, student athletes, that we're respectful of all the coaches while they're speaking, again, so that all of our students can be properly recognized. So thank you in advance for taking care of that. And with no further ado, we'll begin our program tonight with our boys and girls varsity cross country coach, Mr. Mark Vital.
Thank you, everyone. I especially want to thank our administrators. Every day I love coming to work. I'm blessed to be able to work here at AMSA around the best administration, the best faculty, and the best student body there ever was. So I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's great to work here at the Advanced Math and Science Academy. It's exceptionally great to work as a coach. And could I have all my team that's here come on up here, please, if you don't mind? Come on up. Come on. Come on, guys. Mr. Jones gave me 3 minutes and 54, 53, 52. Some of the accomplishments from this year's season, and I'm just going to go kind of combine them together. Our boys team went 8-4 overall. They beat Hudson, they beat Innovation Academy, they beat a whole bunch of Division I teams. Our girls team went 7-1. Both teams won the State Charter School Invitational. The girls brought back to AMSA the Galoni Cup, which meant that they beat Marlboro and Assabet, or beat Marlboro, which is always a great thing. In leagues, our boys got 3rd out of 9 teams, our girls 2nd out of 4 teams. In the districts or the Central Mass Championships, our boys were 16 out of 31, and our girls were 4 out of 26 teams. Those are numbers, and numbers are nice, and those are very good numbers, and I'm very proud of those numbers, but it's not most important. What's most important is the relationships that these kids have with each other, these relationships they have with their coach, and the relationships that they have with other student body and the school as a whole. Could I have our seniors step up here, please? Now, a great new tradition that started with the senior class this year was they, earlier in the year, they had their friends write down single words that described them. And they would get like 5 different friends to tell them what word best describes them. And I thought that was a great little, simple but effective. Now, these 8 individuals here, I started counting. And believe it or not, it's about 40 years of coaching between all 8 of these individuals. Because some of them I've had since 6th grade. Some of them I had since 7th grade. But if you add up, you know, the 7, if I had you in 6 years, there's 7 right there. If you add them all up, it's over 40 years of coaching that I've had with these amazing young men and women. So I am going to embarrass them for a second. And this exercise, though very simple, was not an easy task, because how do I find one word I asked the parents in the room, can you define your children with one word? Probably not. Yet I feel that these men and women are my children. So it was not an easy task to do, but I will do my best. They're in alphabetical order, and I tried to figure out which way to say them, and that wasn't easy, so I just said alphabetical. So for Christy Cavalcanti, she is empathetic. For Dan Hockman, he's ambitious. For Asha Ramachandran, she's determined. For Kate Scott, she's responsible. For Megan Scott, she's results-driven. For Kriti Singh, she's enthusiastic. For Izzy Vera, positivity. And for John Williams, compassionate. Those words are words that I have defined them from the bottom of my heart, and I will love you until the day I die, guys. So let's go awards.
You guys are smile at me. Everyone smile. Smile. Oh, smile for the
Connor's here. Most of these guys don't know this, but we have this alumni race that I'm trying to create the Friday after Thanksgiving. And this past Friday, the temperatures were in the single digits, wind chill, and we had 3 of our past captains come back and run our old course. So I was pretty impressed that once they're diehard, they always are diehard. Except only Connor showed up from this team, so I don't know what happened here.
Other side of the table. Other side of the table are yours.
What's that? Yeah.
Oh, you got them.
I just want to make sure I don't want to order. And I got 2 girls first. That's all right. Boys cross country. Most valuable runner is always given to the individual who has achieved the highest accolades, won the most races. And this year's most valuable runner is Matthew Young. The most improved runner, and it happened, it's relatively easy for me to check because I just checked last year's results with this year's results. And he actually got this running in the last couple of races. He really improved towards the end of the season. And our most improved runner is Daniel Hockman. The unsung hero of this year's, he's been a hero of mine for like maybe 3 or 4 years now, and it's going to be very sad for him to leave AMSA. But I'm sure he'll come back on a regular basis. This year's unsung hero is John Williams. On the ladies' side of things, the most valuable runner for 4 years in a row now, 5 years in a row. She's results driven. Megan Scott. Most improved runner, she improved, leaps and bounds, primarily because she ran during the summer. From last year, our most improved runner is Lauren Williams. This was the hardest one because as I showed you, saw all those wonderful women standing up there from seniors. So the unsung hero was not an easy one to make. I could easily have passed this out to 5 different women on the team because it was a team, and they were all heroes in my heart. But unfortunately, Mr. Jones says we have a limited budget down in the athletic department, so we only can give out 1 award. So this year's unsung hero is Kate Scott. Are you gonna? Is that what? Okay. So for letters. Where's she going?
What do you mean, coach? You didn't go anywhere.
Oh no. She's doing laps. Okay.
Don't worry. She never stops.
All right, we're gonna go down this list. It looks, no, it's not alphabetical. So hopefully it's by team. Christy Cavalcanti. Asha Ramachandran. Megan Scott. Izzy Vera. Audrey Swartz. Gretchen Swartz. Yannicka Dahan. Lauren Williams. Did Creedy make it? Creedy here? On the boys' side, Daniel Hockman. John Williams. Josh Chase. Connor Lepre. Lucas Nolan. Matthew Young. Luke Newhauser. Austin Hunt. Our 4 All-Stars for Colonial League All-Stars were Matt Young and John Williams on the boys' side and Megan and Kate Scott on the girls' side. And that concludes cross country.
Wait, I hope. Mr. Jones, sitting. We just sneak up there.
Can I bring the 2 boys up front here, just to try to...
You're so excited.
I'll put you back over here. No, you don't. Try to go for your toes a little bit. All right?
I need someone to pick me up.
All right, guys right here. Make sure I can see you. Hold up your awards a little bit. Here we go. A little bit, not a lot. Here we go, guys. Eyes, big smiles. One more. Nice.
Hold on, linked in the first. Okay.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. We got,
I got it.
You guys all set?
My feet are really sorry. What, John?
Hi guys, so I'm Megan. I don't know, some of you probably know me, some of you don't. But I just wrote a little speech about the team because it's been 6 years and I felt like I owed them that much. So my twin sister and I have been running varsity cross country for 6 years. Over these years we've run countless races, innumerable practices, and many, many hills. Truthfully, reflecting on cross country, I don't think I'm going to remember all the meets we won. I won't recall every time we've raced, every victory we've achieved, but I'll remember the smiles, the long runs with teammates exploring unknown trails, getting hopelessly lost and somehow making it back just in time for core. I'll remember sprinting up Mount Pleasant with my teammates cheering me on, jogging the course at Galoni and sprinting to pick up cones to wear as hats. I'll remember Connor sneaking us Dunkin' Donuts at the end of a hard practice, John snatching Matt off the ground and spinning him around. Audrey and Yennika telling the funniest stories on our easy runs, Lauren's hugs, and all of our inside jokes. I may not remember each race, but I will always remember the pride I felt each and every time I stepped up to the starting line with my ladies and the faith we had and still have in each other. Running isn't a typical sport. Being a cross-country runner requires stepping on the starting line, knowing that you're going to endure significant and unavoidable pain in the pursuit of a goal greater than the individual. This isn't a decision that most people can commit to, but each and every one of my teammates has. This is the strength of body and mind that my team possesses, and it is because of that that I've been surrounded by incredibly strong individuals for my entire young life. I'm old enough to remember those not-so-old days when Daniel was shorter than me. Allie and Jared were our valiant leaders, and Coach Cullinane both belted commands as we sprinted up Graveyard Hills. My fellow seniors and I have grown up on this team. We barely knew the difference between cross-country and track when we first came here, and we had our whole AMSA education ahead of us. I know many of my younger teammates may feel as if your time might go on forever, but honestly, it always seems like you have more time. Take, for instance, our district meet. Since 7th grade, I'd associated Gardner with the most important meet of the year. As if for folklore, stories of the bitter cold, windmills, and a giant pavement hill were passed down year to year, the course developing a sort of mystic grandeur. I was prepared to run Gardner for the last time, to conquer the infamous course with my team. When Coach told me that Gardner was, and I quote, underwater, my heart sunk. I ran into Mr. Jones's office only to find out the districts had been moved from Gardner. You always think you have another race until you don't. I can't believe that this brief infinity is actually coming to an end. In a strange sort of way, leaving the team almost feels like dying. Coming to the stark realization that the team will go on without you perfectly well is saddening, incredibly humbling, but in a stronger sense, comforting. My younger teammates are so strong, hardworking, and speedy, and I have no doubt that the team will continue to prosper for the years to come. When I look at this team, I don't just see a team, I see a family. Each and every one of my teammates has contributed so much to our own little dysfunctional family. You have all taught me so much, making me the person that I am today. I will miss this amazing team so much when I get to the academy. You've given me the strength to make it through swab summer, and I know when I'm doing push-ups, I'll think of all the times Coach pushed us to just do one more lap, one more minute, one more plank. I'll remember each one of you knowing that if you were here, you'd be doing it with me. I love you all so much, and I hope that you know even when I'm gone, you can still rely on me. I will always do my best to help you. Not that you need me, and I know that I will only see great things when I mile split stock all of you. Thank you to every person who has made these 6 years possible, to my teammates, my parents, and especially Coach Vital. You've been more than a coach to me. You've been a leader, a mentor, a friend, and a second father. You inspired 8th grade me to look at the academies, and without you, I know I wouldn't be here. That's the Galoni Trail.
One more hill.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's good.
Just a couple words. What Megan said, that's all we have to say.
very much to our cross-country team and Coach Vital, and another round of applause for Megan Scott. Beautiful speech, Meg. All right, as I mentioned when I spoke a few minutes ago, we have a cooperative team in the sport of football with Maynard High School. So at this point in time, I'll invite to the podium one of the Maynard High School football assistant coaches. He's also our AMSA boys JV basketball coach, Mr. Alex Moore.
Good evening. Drew, can you hear me back there? Beautiful. All right, as I've been told, I am the JV head football coach. I'm also assistant varsity coach. I helped with the varsity offense, doing all the weird cards, you can say. It's been a great season. We finished up 8-3. We had big games where we won against Littleton, 22-20. We started the season off very hot, winning the first 8 games. Then we came into the playoffs, first round. We thought this was going to be a nice little Cinderella story like we did 2 years ago, but the wheels kind of fell off. But the kids hung in there tough, and it was just a really good season. And I'm very happy that we actually had the AMSA kids there, because they were the most, let's call it, coachable and more energetic kids on the team. Can I actually have the kids that are here tonight? Kevin McCauley, Austin McNamara, Max Cozio, Sid, I don't know if you see it tonight, Thomas Hirsch, Brendan Poirier, I know he's not here, Austin Manning, and AJ.
Yeah.
5 at 8 is not bad. These gentlemen were one of the finest ones I've been able to coach. It is sad to say that Kevin is now leaving us as the only senior, but he worked his tail off this season. He's going to be helping us in the basketball team, hopefully. But we want to kind of get through this quick, because I know Mr. Jones told me I have 2 minutes. So we're going to go through these awards quickly. We're going to have Kevin McCauley come up first. Austin McNamara. Max Cozio. Thomas Hirsch. Austin Manning. And this is your 2018 Maynard AMSA Tigers football team. Thank you.
Hello. I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you to Dr. Lewis and all of the administration, especially Mr. Jones, wherever he is. Without them, I would have had my dream of playing high school football, and it really means a lot to me to be able to play my junior and senior year. So to them, thank you.
Get a little closer, guys. Get a little closer. Couple shots. Hold up the awards if you can.
Yep.
Here we go, guys. More. Nice.
Cool. Well, parents, stay close. And one more for Max's mom. And we're good. Yeah. It's just stuff like we're good. Take it easy.
Just real quickly, I'll just add one quick thing regarding football. And we have co-ops in other sports as well. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to compete for another school. So I really give these kids a lot of credit. It's not easy to play football to begin with, especially in New England. There's a lot of cold, rainy, snowy days after the other sport seasons have ended where football is still going. So football's not easy, sometimes it's not fun. And those kids were on the bus every single day going to Maynard, 24 minutes away to go to practice to compete for Maynard High School. So it's not easy, it's difficult, and I take my hat off to them. So congratulations to those football players. There's also a gentleman in the crowd I'd like to thank, and it's Austin Manning's father, Mr. Michael Manning. Mr. Michael Manning, if you could give us a wave. Mr. Manning was instrumental in helping get the boys to practice in October. I did it as often as I could, but there were afternoons where I just had to be on campus for other events, and Mr. Manning was huge. So I can't thank Mr. Manning enough for making it possible. So congratulations to those football players. At this point in time, I'm going to call up our assistant boys varsity soccer coach, Mr. Terry Ryan, to present our boys varsity soccer team.
Hello. So, surprise, I'm not Ralph Bono. I found out an hour ago he was very ill and could not make it tonight. So, unfortunately, you get me instead. Mr. Jones was kind enough to say I had an hour to speak, so I'm rather excited about that. Let me tell you the plan that I have. Talk a little bit about the season, go through the certificates with the underclassmen, and then talk a little bit about the seniors, like giving them out their certificates. I do mind, but I'll try anyway. So. And last, to do the awards. So can I have all the varsity soccer players come up here so that way they can be embarrassed like me? So as they come up, the season, if some of you may recall, last year we had a very, very good AMSA soccer team. And from that soccer team, we lost a lot of seniors. Part of the process in high school sports is there's turnover. And when you have a very good team, lots of other teams are gunning for you because you were so good the year before. So I felt this year, watching as an assistant coach, a lot of teams were, had AMSA circled as, oh, they had a whole bunch of seniors who graduated, we can get revenge. Was not the case. As Mr. Jones said, we still ended up at the top of our league. So I'm very proud of these guys for really working hard to get there and maintain that reputation that we have of having an excellent AMSA soccer team. Let's see. As I said, the team as a whole, I think, did an excellent job. We started off very well. We play a lot of weaker teams to begin with. As the competition got tougher, we got tougher too. And I was very proud of the team in our playoffs when, although we ended up losing, we had one of our best games. We moved the ball very well. We worked as a team and did an excellent job, and it's just the ball didn't bounce the right way for a game where we dominated 80%, and we ended up going to penalty kicks, and 2 of our penalty kicks went off the crossbar, and theirs did not. So, as I said, they're a great group of guys. I'm very happy and felt very privileged to be able to coach them this year. So, starting with the 10th graders, Evan Hardy, the best manager I've ever seen. Matthew Hall. Matt Hall.
Matt, go! Yeah, Matt!
Yes. Oh, by the way, I massacre names all the time, and I get them all confused, so these guys know. So I apologize in advance when I start messing these up. David Badaro? Not here. Ben Souza? Not here. Christian Purcell? Manav Gupta? Is Noah here?
No.
I worked really hard on this name all the time. Andrew Cash. Yeah. Carter Benjaminson. Leon Zutler. Caleb Barad.
Caleb right here.
Churchill here.
No.
So yeah, I didn't have to deal with that name. Broderick. Anish Pavi. Aiden's here. Aiden Marceau. Brendan Labar. Jack Johnson. Colin Haddon. Paul Fillion. Sam Costa. Nick Badalicino. All right, and then the seniors that we have.
No.
Neither is Nikita. All right. No one here?
No. Yeah, I know, right?
Really had a lot of things to say about Norris. So, first senior I'll bring up, one of a couple who is here for 7 years, actually played soccer the entire time he was here. Colby Ryan. Next, we'll go another, I believe, full 7 years. Excellent player, really worked hard, really nasty shot. Andrew Meyer. Another senior, again, excellent skills, really worked hard, great effort all the time on the field, good leader, Gabe Menendez. And the last senior that I have, he sort of was everywhere all the time on the field, wore his heart on his sleeve, is I think what people say, Joe Hall. So, last few things. All league players. We had Andrew Cash, Christian Purcell, Nick Patlik. They were all league players, and then 3 seniors, Joe Hall, Drew Meyer, and Gabe, were all league players. Apparently the team votes on these. I don't know for sure, but unsung hero this year. Yeah, definitely terrific player, key to our defense all the time, just Mr. Steady, Christian Purcell. Most improved player. I definitely saw this through the season. Works really hard. Excellent defensive player again, and just really came on at the end of the season, Paul Fillion. And last but not least, most valuable player, wonderful. I'm really so happy I got a chance to work with him and see him play this year. As I said, he was everywhere and meant everything to the team, Joe Hall. And I believe I have 45 more minutes. Okay, but we'll pass.
Oh, snap. All right, can I have you go to the back corner over here? Coach? Yeah. You go right next to this gentleman right here. A couple of you guys, as you two come over here, actually take a knee. Right here. Get over there. Yeah, you're going to go back corner and have they're going to talk right here.
I get to stand next to him. On the last.
That's good. And take them right here. Right here. You guys shift in. Huh? And you guys can shift over. I want you looking between the set of heads, right? So move over a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
There you go, there you go. All right, stay right there, guys.
I'm going to modern.
Hey, flex up. Flex up, boys. Flex up.
Moving along around this corner. Okay, guys, here we go. Smiles on 3, 1, 2, and 3. We go again. 1, 2, and 3. Hold on.
Let's go with my mom. Me? Alright. Let's go. No, wait, no. Go off. You have something to say.
It works.
As our coach said, we definitely thought this was going to be a tough season with all the seniors we lost. We lost so many seniors and many of them were starters. But after one of the early games when we played Sutton and we tied them like we did last season, we knew that this group of boys would do just as well as last year. And I'm so proud of what we did. It was a tough loss, but it was a great senior year. And I know next year they're going to do just as well and go just as far.
All right, so I pretty much just agree with what Drew said. Who has to laugh? Yeah, but I think that the boys have a really bright future, not just next year, for the years after that. The upcoming, the JV team had a good season as well. Shout out to them. So just in general, the future I feel like is bright, and I feel like one day we'll actually win something and not lose in penalties. Yeah, Jack. I believe you. I'm kidding. Love you, Jack. All right, thank you.
Jack, I love you.
Thanks, Cal.
All right, thank you very much for Terry Ryan for all that he did this year to help out with the boys soccer program. Thank you for the boys, Drew. Nicely said. Joe Hall, nicely done till the parting shot there at the end. We could have done without that, Mr. Hall. But anyway, at this point in time, we'll call up our varsity girls soccer coach and the girls soccer team, and Coach Ben O'Carroll. Come on up, Coach.
Collar in the back, ladies.
Good evening, all. Good evening, parents, and good evening, the administrators, and good evening, the students. I can't believe it's another day and another year come to an end. I want to talk a little bit about these girls. I think for those of us, especially the parents, I want to start off by saying thank you very much, because there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to make a team really great. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to make a team really good. And I must confess that I've really had a good team for the past 2 years. And it's all credit to them. So I do appreciate the parents, and I do appreciate you guys. Now, everybody knows how our season pretty went. There was a time I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs. Well, I did know, but it was dicey. You know, I was surprised because I had the same team from last year. So there was no reason why I shouldn't be up there. This was the pressure I put on them. And they sure did respond very well. Especially like the AD said, there was a 12-game period where we could not lose. So that's how we got into the playoffs, and we gave it our best shot, though it wasn't enough. But I was still proud of the efforts they put in and how the season went. So thank you very much. I'm gonna make it snappy because I have some place to run to. But thank you very much. All right, I do have a couple of certificates. This is for Adi. And this is for Maddie. And this is for Cash Money. And this is for JR. Krista. You know, for her, sometimes in the heat of the moment, I call her Crystal, and she will turn around and coach, no, Krista. And this is for Gawaski. This is for Eva. Good job. Samantha. Good job. And this player has grown up in my eyes. This is Jules. Anna. And this is for Lulu. Chichi. Okay. Maddie Calderwood. And Morgan. Ellie. Indy. Good job. Lauren. Ale. And Era. Megan. Elizabeth. Annie.
Not here.
Oceana. Daisy. All right. I do have a couple of awards, but before I give up these awards, can I borrow 10 minutes and talk about my seniors, Eddie?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right, let me have my seniors in front. This is the whole team. That is not fair. You know, I'm proud of this group because I've had them now for, what is this, 3 years? Oh, wow. So, and they laid the foundation for this program. And I cannot say enough about them that I actually cried one time, just one time. You know, because I remember that they will be living and that the season was coming to an end. I wish I can borrow them for another year, but I do understand that life has to go on. And I'm so proud of you guys. You live in a big hole, but we'll find a way and manage. Thank you very much, the seniors. All right, I do have 4 awards, which were probably 2 of them were difficult, but that's why we're coaches. We have to make the decision. The unsung hero here is Gawaski. She is an unsung hero for our team, and we do understand that. We missed out for 4 games. That's when we had that slide we had that I didn't think we would be making the playoffs. But as soon as she came back, it was delicate because every I'm watching her head. But she hung in there. So Gawaski, thank you very much. My most improved player, another dicey one, but this goes to Morgan. You know, so sometimes I feel like I want to kill her. Because, you know, from nowhere, she blossomed. And she has so much talent that sometimes I got to push her to go do more. Because sometimes she feels like she's done enough. But she's talented, and I'm proud to be your coach, Morgan. All right, this is another dicey one, but like one of the coaches said, the AD said it was less money, so maybe we should try and get some more money for next year. My most valuable player is Ali. You know, the thing with her is whatever you do to her, she jumps right up and keep going. There's no complaint. Even when I'm yelling at her that you're not doing like I want you to do, she said, okay, I'm gonna go and do it again. You know, so, Ali, congratulations. And this last one, instead of having a co-MVPs, I wanted this to be the coaches award. And this goes to Maddie Brennan. I want to talk a little about her because, you know, sometimes when people watch them play, we've gone to a couple of places and the other coach will come to me and say that you have a great team, they play so well. I'll tell you, this is my 3rd year, probably the 2nd year was the hardest. This year was not hard because I had Maddie. When I wanted anything done, I go straight to her. I stopped talking to her, even halftime, some of you could watch me just sit because she handles it. And I'm so proud that she could be the coach on the field. And I don't know what to say, Maddie, we're gonna miss you, and I will miss you personally. Thank you very much. We're gonna take pictures so I can run.
You gotta go.
Can you guys come up this way a little bit more, spread out so you're looking between the set of heads? No one, you can't kneel, so let's go up on that And you guys are about the same height. And you two switch places. That's okay. Coach, right up close. Right on this corner, actually. All right, guys. Squeeze together a little bit better. Front row, turn your, if you're over here, turn your left shoulder towards me a little bit. If you're on this side, turn your right shoulder a little bit. Make some room in the back. Just look in between, guys. All right, here we go. Eyes right here. Nice smiles. On three. 1, 2, 3. Here we go again. 1, 2, and 3. Don't move.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Damn, we're popping. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Everyone don't leave yet. Maddie, no crying.
All right, I just wanted to take a moment to say a few things and thank a few people. First of all, to the parents at a lot of our games, you are our only fans that were there. And whether it was rainy or freezing or 45 minutes away, you all showed up to cheer us on, and it really means a lot. So thank you for all that you do for your girls and creating them to be the people that they are on this team. Mr. Jones, as always, thank you so much for all that you do and for working so hard for our school and making our season go as smoothly as possible. We're so lucky to have you here at AMSA. And Coach, not every practice was the easiest or most fun day of our lives, but we always managed to sneak in some laughs and get you to crack a smile. So thank you from all of us for choosing to spend your afternoons with 21 absolutely crazy girls. And I really believe that you have brought this team to the next level, so we're so grateful for that. And now I will get yelled at by the team if I make everyone cry again. So I'll keep this short, but I just wanted to say how truly grateful I am for everything, between the pasta dinners and fundraisers, good games, bad games, and everything in between. You guys putting up with me yelling at you for not replying in the group chat, and for everything else. But speaking for the other 7 seniors on this team, it's really the end of an era for us. Our soccer time is coming to an end, and it really hasn't quite sunk in yet, but we're so lucky to have gotten to play with this team for 2 years and to play AMSA soccer for so long. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you.
Thank you to Coach O'Caro and the girls, and Maddie, great job speaking as always. I do also just want to point out that the Colonial Athletic League recognized Maddie Bremen, Ellie Knapp, and Morgan Fensky as all league players, so congratulations to those 3. At this point in time, I'll ask Mr. Joe Cellino to please come to the podium to present our varsity golf team.
All right, team, why don't you guys come up? All right, so as Mr. Jones said, we did have a very successful year. We've been 14-2. We ended up losing by 1 shot at home to, otherwise we would have split and would have been co-champs. Over the last couple holes, I think we gave away 5 shots to them, so we could have definitely been co-champs. But you know, our goals are bigger here than them. So these kids work really hard, and our goal was to make it to states as a team. We went to districts. We finished 8 shots out of 18 holes and 6 golfers. You're only talking a shot and a half a kid, and I'm sure, you know, we've spoken about it, and you know, everyone's disappointed, but overall, the youth of this team. The future is bright, and very proud of you guys. You guys all worked hard. Couldn't have asked for more. Okay, so I'm going to announce the team now. Let's see. Let's go. Nico. Robbie. David. Cam Hunt. Frank. Lucy. Braden. Will. Ethan. And Jack. So, quick word for my seniors. Very much a leadership team. These three individuals took the team by the hand, did a great job. Robbie, unfortunately, was hurt for most of the year. He had some incredible shots out there, though. Unfortunately, most were with a camera. So when you do look in the yearbook, you'll see pictures from Robbie. Thank you, Robbie. But Robbie did more than that. He was injured. He went out with the team. He walked with them. He was there for him. I thank you for that, Robbie. David. I'm not sure we have enough time tonight. There was two things that were certain. We'd hear David talk on the bus, and he'd have sunflower seeds after the match. Sometimes to the ire of the coach, where we were disposing of the shells on the course, but that's another issue. But David played well all year. You know, first match of the year, he shot 40. It was great. Second match, not so much. But he bounced back. He had his best of the year. He averaged 43.8 in shots, which is his career best. Great year, David. Nico, another character. So a lot of our bus rides, he would come in, he would taunt the younger kids. We'd drive down to Chick-fil-A first and get some food. You know, no one else would get anything, but ultimately, no, he was the food guy. He made sure that, you know, we brought stuff for our long road trips. Mr. Jones was not very happy with the messy bus afterwards, but it was worth it. He was also the jokester. After we'd get off the course, the kids would get out and would be counting their score with the other kids. He'd flip their clubs upside down, put their head covers on different clubs. And I think it took Ethan like 15 minutes once to figure it out. He did have a very good year as well. He was co-medalist at leagues. He came second in districts, and yes, he beat the girl. And he came 13 overall in states. All right, so I'll go on to my awards. My most improved. He was a player there. He was a new player. Didn't know what to expect. First year player. Went into tryouts. He made a few points and thought it was going to be good. He started off pretty good. Had high expectations for him. And then, you know, I think he got a little nervous playing high school matches, especially with, you know, some of the older kids and some of the better teams that we faced. And he struggled a little bit for a few matches. And then he bounced back. He played great. He's a 9th grader. Future's bright for him. And just one thing for his parents: please buy the kids some pants. It's 32 degrees and blowing sideways, and he's got shorts on, and I'm shivering. So, Braden Deck is my unsung. So my unsung hero, he's a golfer. I like to say that he was the leader of my underclassmen. You know, he would give advice on rules, swings, and most importantly, fantasy football trades. So typically that was our bus ride where this person would be talking about fantasy football, rules, golf, etc. But you know, he also reinforced what AMSA Golf's about, and that's to play with respect and integrity. And that's something that was brought up back when we started years ago. Chris Bremen, Nico's brother Joey, Nico, you know, they definitely respect the course, respect the game, and you've seen so many instances where it has not been. I couldn't be proud of these kids. And I know this person will pass the torch. The torch will be passed along to him. And so my unsung hero and captain for next year, Ethan Saul. So finally, my MVP, Nico. Not yet. He had a great season. He finished with a scoring average of 36.8. He had several rounds under par. Like I said, he tied for medalists at leagues. He was second in districts, 13th in states. He had a career where he had a team district championship. He also won an individual district championship, 2 Cal individual championships, and a couple top 10s in states. So all in all, he had a phenomenal career. He was also a part of a team that won 57 straight matches. That is unbelievable. That's what this program is, and with these young kids, I think it certainly can continue. So with that being said, to quote one of our football coaches from here, we're off to volleyball.
Are we doing a picture first, or can I talk?
Either way you can talk.
So I'll make this brief because it is Taco Tuesday and I'm getting pretty hungry. But I just want to give a shout out to Robbie and David and the rest of the team, but especially Robbie and David because they're my seniors. You guys, I don't even know what to say, mostly because I didn't prepare anything, but you guys really made golf fun. David, yeah. And the rest of the team, you know, I have a challenge for you. I was a part of a team that won 57 straight matches, and I really want you guys to beat that. And I think it's possible with you guys, I really do. And I'm looking forward to what you guys can do in the future. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Jones. I forgot to do it at the pep rally because I want to do it in front of everyone, but he does such an incredible job with all the athletics here. And if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute to, Mr. Jones, if you come out here, just give him, please, just stand up and give him a round of applause because he really does an amazing job.
And I forgot to announce that we also had 2 Cal All-Stars, Nico Cellino and Ethan Saul.
Right on the end. Just come in a little closer on this corner. Got to turn this way a little bit. There you go. All right, guys. All right, here we go. Nice smiles on 3. 1, 2, and 3. We go again.
Are we good? That guy's taking a picture.
Wait, I'm pretty sure you take it. I'm looking at the flash. I'm pretty sure you take
Thank you very much to Coach Giolino and Nico as well. Thank you to the golf team. Another outstanding season for our golfers. Last but certainly not least, we are nearing the end, and at this point in time, we'll welcome to the podium Mr. Joe Bengiovanni, our girls varsity volleyball coach.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Taller in the back, guys. Taller in the back.
Okay, so I want to congratulate all the teams. I really try to make it out and see at least one match from as many teams as I can throughout the year. And I got to see a couple of the soccer games, and it was really awesome to go and watch you guys. And from the sound of it, you guys all had great years, and you're great kids. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be able to coach at AMSA all these wonderful kids. I want to thank the parents, because just like all the other teams, the parents are there supporting their kids every day, picking them up, watching the games, cheering them on, and we just have such a great group of parents with this group. So coming off an amazing season last year, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I knew we had a lot of talent coming back, but I wasn't quite sure how it was all going to fit together. And tryouts were tough, the toughest they've ever been. So many kids are fantastic players. And the players selected for the JV and the varsity teams this year, top to bottom, the best we've had at AMSA. So the future is bright, even though we're going to be losing a lot of really talented players this year. But it really was a fantastic group of girls to have the privilege of coaching. A couple of highlights. Early in the season, we had a little pizza party where we watched a movie, Miracle Season. It's like a volleyball movie. Helen Hunt plays the coach. That was a great movie, right?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Yes, Coach.
There's an organization called the Side Out Foundation, and they raise money for breast cancer awareness and research. And they host. They asked teams to host a game called the Dig Pink game, where the teams raise money and donate the money. So this year we broke our record and we raised $1,200 for the Dig Pink Foundation. We participated in a standalone tournament, an invitational over in Westboro, where really the best teams in the state were all at this tournament. And we were able to win in the morning, enough to make it to the gold bracket in the afternoon. We were able to play like 3 state champions, Division III, Division II, Division I, either state champions or state runners-up from the year before. And we beat Frontier Regional twice, and we beat Medway once. And the level of competition at this thing is just through the roof. So just to even be there was a privilege. So that was really one of our highlights. A whole long day of volleyball. It was awesome. We were league champions again. That's always nice. And the MIA tournament, we had a wonderful game against BVT and a wonderful game against Millbury. And I noticed all the coaches, oh, we lost. Like you always lose. Unless you're the state championship, you lose the last game. So we went out fighting. We went out fighting hard. It's a great way to end the season. So I was very happy with our performance all year long. We always talk about trying to build and build and build and play your best volleyball when it matters at the end. And we did that this year. So that's a measure of a successful season for us. All right, let's get to the certificates. This? Oh, okay, so we do have 3 managers.
3.
Matt Pulnick.
3. Oh, right.
Matt was excellent running our stats this year. And John Silva and Katie Castraro helped us manage as well. Freshman Melissa Babinski. Liz Powell. Piper Kinney. Nina Gavin. Anna Cellino. Megan McDonald. Okay, and we have 5 All-Stars this year, and they don't know who it is yet because I haven't told them. So we'll start with our first All-Star, which was one of our captains. Now, she plays on the right side in volleyball, which is a very difficult place to hit the ball from. The setter is back setting it, and it's this weird kind of awkward thing. And she is far and away the best right side hitter in our league. She had 99 aces serving, which was in the top 10 in the state. It's a ridiculous number of aces. She also had 74 kills, which is a lot, a real lot, from that right side. Most teams don't have hardly any kills from the right side, and she was second on our team in kills. So Diana Babinski, congratulations. All-Star. And our other junior, we're gonna get a couple things out of the way here. We're gonna do the MVP award. There it is. Because it's really no secret here, okay? So, coaching is easy. I got 2 words, set live. Like, super easy. If we set live, we're gonna win a lot. Front row, back row, early game, match point, it doesn't matter when it is, set live is one of our best options. She's our leading passer and hitter, she's a team captain. She's the type of player you love to coach because the drive to improve and compete is always there. She's without question our league's top all-around player, and clearly coaches around the state agree as she was selected to the all-state team for Division III. This places her among the top 16 players in our division in all of Massachusetts, an honor that no AMSA player has ever earned. They actually have a match for this, so I was able to go and watch her play, and she was able to go play, where they mixed all the Division II and the Division III All-Stars, and they played this excellent match, and by all accounts, she totally belonged there, had an excellent performance, and is really one of the top players in the state. So our MVP and All-Star and newspaper All-Star and whatever else you want to call it, Olivia Deckers. In this. There you go. Okay. So now we have seniors. So let's see. Let's talk about the Shermanator, Caitlin Sherman. So Sherman played in 75 out of our 76 sets this year. So she led the team in blocks with 20 blocks and was third in kills, 46. More importantly, she was first on the team in baking brookies for everybody. You always play with a smile and are such a smart and athletic player. You've been patrolling the net so long for this team, I'm not sure what we're going to do without you next year. And you also were selected as a league all-star. Congratulations. I'm going to miss Elle next year. She brings so much energy and fire to every situation. She's always ready to go and is an amazing teammate. She's an excellent all-around player, and serving is her strongest skill. She serves a really tough jump serve and has the second highest serving percentage on the team this year. Elle, thank you. Reese. Reese is just all around an amazing volleyball player. She's a wonderful teammate. Whatever the team needs, she takes care of it. All the way down to our last game. We had an unfortunate injury just before 5 minutes left in practice the day before our tournament game. and we had to change our lineup a little bit. So without a second thought, Reese was able to fill in that spot, a position she never played before. She did an excellent job. Didn't complain about it, was just enthusiastic about the opportunity, and just did a great job over there, and has done a great job over there for 3 years. She had 46 kills for us. She's just consistent all the way around. She's in our serve receive. She's one of our top servers, and just we're going to miss her so much next year. Reese, and she's league all-star. Well, we got to talk about Maida after we talk about Reese, because the two are a pair. And don't go anywhere alone. All right. So if you see Maida in the hallway, most people don't think, hey, that girl must be a volleyball player. But I tell you what, she plays big. She's a model of consistency for this team, and consistency is really important in volleyball. Her serving and her passing for 3 years as a defensive specialist. She's just another kid that does whatever's needed for the team. She's often has to split time and fulfills different roles, but always puts forth her best effort. In my eyes, she's the best libero in the league, and she is the league all-star, 125 digs, 74 aces, which is also a ridiculous number. And we're going to miss you next year, Maida. All right, this is a triple, okay. So, I had the pleasure of watching this team get better and better as the season progressed. And it's hard to single out one player that's the most improved, but this particular player went from having a bench role last year to pretty much starting every set, or at least every match this year. Have a huge impact on our team. Early on, she lacked a little bit of confidence, but it was really good to see her grow as she got more and more comfortable in her role. By the end of the season, she was one of our most consistent defensive players and an indispensable part of running our offense. She finished the season with 150 assists. So, Hannah, you are the most improved player. So. All right, and Erin Dean. Erin joined the program as a 7th grader, back when we were just getting started as a program. So she has seen kind of the whole thing come together here. She's been instrumental in making that happen. She's the only player up here with 4 years in the varsity program. She's never been the star player on the team, but has always found a way to make an impact. The past 2 years, she split time with Maida, as they were both fantastic defensive specialists and amazing servers. Down the stretch, her serving was amazing, and her passing and defense was indispensable for our team. She led from the service line in one of the sets against BVT. We were down by quite a lot, and she got to the service line and just caught us up and took the lead, and she served 100% in that BVT tournament match. Was really kind of got the game ball that day, and it was really awesome to see, after all these years, see her really play her best right at the end. So it was awesome. So Erin, you get the Unsung Hero Award. I should also mention that Maida was an all-star. Did I say that? You're the all-star. Congratulations. Okay. So that leaves Julie. Now, Julie was not selected as an all-star, which I think is a bit of a travesty, because I think she's the best setter in our league. But I think teams, we have a lot. 5 all-stars is a lot. So, but I stand by it. You are the best setter in our league this year. It's hands down the toughest position in volleyball, setting. You have to know everybody's role. You have to be extremely skilled, extremely efficient, and really the whole offense runs through you. She possesses both the knowledge and the skill to excel in the role. As a coach, I tend to be very demanding of my setters, and Julie has always responded well to that. It's not tough. It's not easy to be my setter. It's very tough to be my setter. I'm not always nice. But Julie has been wonderful to coach you. So she had 250 assists this year. Congratulations, Julie. And thank you for sitting through.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to actually take this young lady. Can you go right over here next to her? Right there. Shift in a little bit. One more time, girls. Can I take you right over here in front of the coach, putting back on the bench? That's pretty good. You're all right. You're all right. All right,
No, arms around.
I'm gonna definitely lose you back there.
A for effort. There was.
Not much different, I guess.
This is a mess. This is why they call people should not wear heels.
Never in service, you get in the front.
Nina.
Do you think this front row is going to be a little bit of a mess?
In these heels?
Just a little bit?
Yeah, that's really awkward.
Here we go, guys.
Ellen, you gotta go down.
I can't. Hannah's not.
Andre, coach in the background.
I want to
Here we
die.
go. Nice smiles. On 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1 more. All right, don't move, guys.
Elle. I can't. That's coming. I can't.
We have one more very quick thing. We have these volleyballs to give to the seniors.
Oh my god, I bought all those. Wow.
So it has their name on it, and all the teams signed and wrote their words of wisdom regarding seniors.
Oh, we got to stand? God, my hands are full. They're sorry. What? This is Vita's. Oh, this is my name on it. That's so exciting. I'm going to stand. Oh my God.
And I have markers if you want to sign each other.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Benji. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations to the girls on another outstanding volleyball season. At this point in time, we're nearing the end of our program. It is time to present first the 2 academic awards for teams, the 2 teams with the highest average academically. So we'll begin with the female team. Guys, stay with me a couple more minutes. We can get our snacks after. So we're going to begin with the fall team, the fall girls team with the highest average. And the average was a 92.92, and it is our girls volleyball team. And this fall, on the boys' side, the boys' team this fall with the highest average with a 93.26 is the boys' cross-country team. All right, so a couple individual academic award winners. For the 2018 Fall Academic Award winner for a female underclassman from the cross-country team, Lauren Williams. Come on up, Lauren. Lauren, stay up here. All right, now on the boys' side, the 2018 Fall Academic Award winner for a male varsity student athlete, underclassman, also from the cross-country team, Mr. Matt Young. All right, for the upperclassmen, beginning with the girls, the 2018 Fall Academic Award winner for the female varsity student athlete, upperclassman, with the highest average from the girls varsity soccer team, Jules Hogan. And the 2018 Fall Academic Award winner for the male varsity student athlete upperclassman with the highest average from the varsity cross country team, Daniel Hockman.
Thank you. Thank you.
75% guy.
All right, guys, let me actually take you, shift you on this side. Yep. When you come right here in the middle. And shift this way just a little bit. Forward just a little bit. Forward just a little bit. There you go. Good. All right, guys, hold up your awards for me. Okay, stop that. All right, eyes here, guys. Nice smiles on 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. All right, don't move.
This one's for the yearbook.
Thanks. All right, good job. Good work. All right, certainly congratulations in order for Lauren, Matt, Jules, and Dan. Very good work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final 30 seconds. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this athletic program. I'm humbled to work with your kids. I wish you a wonderful holiday season. If you've taken pictures tonight, as many of you have, please feel free to send them to Mr. Mike Finkel, our communications director. He'll be sure to get them on the website. Thank you to Mr. Finkel for being here to film tonight. Again, I thank all the parents and student athletes for being here tonight. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to seeing some of you at winter athletic events upcoming. Thank you very much.